Hello and welcome to another episode of Video Camera Raw. I'm Alps Lifey. Today we're going to be talking about possibly the best hybrid camera of 2018, the Fuji X-T3. The Fuji X-T3 was announced a couple of days ago by Fuji, and my gosh, what a camera we have. Here's a rundown of the specs so far. The camera features 4K 60p internal 10-bit 420, the only camera to be able to do this so far. There is a slight crop when shooting 4K 60p, but honestly, in 10-bit internal, who can complain? It also features 120 frames per second 1080p at 10-bit as well. It features a 3.69 million dot EVF with a refresh rate of 60 frames per second, but if you turn on boost mode, you can crank that up to 100. It also features USB-C charging, which is great for anyone that's on the go and carries around a battery pack, so you can charge your mobile phone or your camera. The camera has improved upon its autofocus on the previous models that have been released, and now it features eye tracking, which is awesome for anyone who's in front of the camera, such as myself, and can almost guarantee that you'll always be in focus. It's not as good as Canon's autofocus, but it's a good start, and to be honest with you, it's more than good enough for most people. One of the great things about the Fuji X-T3 is that it features all of their previous film emulation modes. Fuji have spared no expense on this camera, and I can tell you it does feature dual slots. Insert your memes here. Via the micro HDMI port, it features a 10-bit 422 output signal, which is great, but I really would have liked a full-size HDMI, but still, beggars can't be choosers, and at that price, who's arguing? F-Log is now available internally with a minimum ISO of 640, and it shoots in 10-bit, so you don't need to have an external monitor. Fuji have said that they're planning to release an update that will include HDR mode and HLG, which is really good for anyone who want to shoot straight out of the camera. The camera resolution mode features 4K DCI and also ultra high definition. Canon, are you listening? The price of this camera is £1,349, which for a hybrid stills camera that has such a great video capability, you're not gonna find a camera like this, honest to God. You're gonna be struggling really hard to find a price point with all the video features that it has. The 10-bit internal 4K 60p, the 120 frames per second 1080p at 10-bit as well. There's so many good things about this camera for video shooters and hybrid shooters. I mean, like the autofocus, I just can't speak highly enough of it. I'm gonna be doing a full in-depth review of how you can shoot with the camera, what modes I think are better, if F-Log is any good. There has been some people that saying F-Log is not as great as they would like, but then that was the same thing with V-Log, and then V-Log was improved upon, and then people found how to work around its weaknesses and strengths. So it'll be interesting to see how the camera performs. I'm most excited about shooting all the slow motion stuff. I mean, this camera, no one really has thought of Fuji as being video centric, you know, and it really shows that they're listening to their customers. In terms of the photo modes, I'm not too sure. I don't really take pictures that often, but for video, they're screaming out here. They're like, listen to us, we're really concentrating. And that's really my only complaint, is that it doesn't have a flip out screen. But you can connect your phone with it and you can do remote shooting, or these days you can get really cheap flip out monitors that you can attach to the top, which are like small HD focus ripoffs, saving you some money. Really, there's not a lot that you can't like about this camera. It's current, it's leading the way. It's not full frame, but it's APS-C, and it only crops slightly in the 4K 60p mode, and that's like a 1.18 crop, I believe. Really, that's not a lot to complain about. They're delivering on the 4K 24p, and it's really gonna give you a really nice look. Some of those film emulation modes, I had a previous Fuji camera before, and they are really, really nice. You'll be struggling to find any camera that can like emulate those. And in the right hands of like a DP and anyone who can get the best image out of the camera, you're really gonna get something good out of it. I think it's better than the GH5, for example, in a lot of respects, especially with that autofocus, especially with the recording capabilities internally, and you've got the film emulation modes, and you've got F-Log. There's a lot to like about this camera. Overall, for me, this camera seems to be punching everyone down, and I think Fuji really have made a camera here that's made everyone stand up and go, damn, where did you come from? They're like Leicester winning the Premier League. Where did they come from? What did they do? What will they do next? We don't know. Maybe they'll flop. Maybe they'll just keep the camera as it is, but it's exciting. Will you be buying the Fuji X-T3? Let me know in the comments down below. I look forward to hear your responses. And how do you compare them to the Nikon Z6 and also the Canon EOS R? I mean, really, if you look at those two cameras compared to this one wins hands down. Apart from not being full frame, Canon, sorry, you're not included. So really it's versus the Z6. I still think that the X-T3 wins on top because of it's a get and go camera. You just stick your SD cards in, you're ready to shoot 10-bit footage, and you're gonna get really nice footage out of it. Thank you for watching this episode of Video Camera Raw. I'm Alps Lifey. If you did enjoy this episode, then please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next week. Peace out.